Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. First video of 2020. I hope everybody had a good, fun, happy, safe New Year's. Because here we go. 2020. Let's see what you got for us. So, I want to give everybody an update first. People have been hitting me up in the comment sections and whatnot. What is going on with the purchase of your firearm, Jericho? Well, I'll tell you. I will be getting it soon, after Christmas, right after Christmas. My daughter got sick. My son got sick. Today should be the first day that everybody is back to 100%. If that's the case, then I will resume my pursuit of protection. This is very important to me, and I know it's very important to you. Again, thank you to everybody who contributed to my gun fund. But as soon as everybody's back to 100%, I will get back on that. When both kids are sick, it takes both parents. Believe me, it is no joke. As soon as one gets sick, you better believe the other one will too. Because what's the sign of a good family? Sharing. And I mean everything, except for things they like. If it's their favorite snack or their favorite food, they ain't gonna share shit. But if it's an illness, here you go. So, believe me, I will keep you updated from when I walk in the store, when I come out. I'll let you know all the convoluted bullshit I had to deal with, being that I'm in the state of California. So, anyway, speaking of 2020, let me tell you what I was doing year 2000, the millennium. Dun, dun, dun. Remember, people were buying toilet paper and rice and shit and water, and the world's gonna end, the clocks are gonna reset to zero, we're all gonna die, all the computers are gonna crash, you can't handle it. Everybody brace for the apocalypse. No, that didn't happen. Here we are 20 years later. No flying cars, no robot maids, none of that bullshit that the Jetsons told me we were going to have in the year 2000 plus. But I remember I was a young man. I was in the Navy. We were in the Persian Gulf. I believe United Arab Emirates was the last place we were before we got underway. Because, of course, since we were in a hostile part of the world, we could not be walking up and down the streets singing Old Lang Syne at midnight. That might be a problem for U.S. servicemen and women. So we had to get underway, and we were basically doing figure eights out in the ocean off the coast of the United Arab Emirates for our safety. Pretty fucking boring. I was standing in line at the payphones, trying to wait for my turn to call home. Let's see, they were 10 hours ahead, so it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, New Year's Eve here in California. And I remember everywhere, because we got underway, I think like, I want to say the evening of New Year's Eve. So before that, the night before that, we were in town, and I remember that song, Waiting for Tonight by J-Lo, was everywhere. Every cab we got into, every shop, every passing car seemed to be playing Waiting for Tonight by J-Lo. It was this millennium-themed party song. So that was my year 2000. Pretty boring, I know, but that's what it was. And, did you guys... Look, now I saw this story about the Pope. Some lady grabbed him very aggressively, and he pulled his hand away, like tried to pull his hand away. She wouldn't let go, so he slapped her hand a couple times until she released him. Now, it wasn't, he didn't like haul off and fucking, pimp slap her. He didn't put the power on his hands and backhand her, but she wouldn't let go. So he slapped her hand a couple times until she let go. Number one, where was security? Like, they should have been all over that lady. But I wasn't tripping that he did that. What caught my eye was the next day when it says Pope apologizes for hitting that woman. What? That woman should have released a statement apologizing for grabbing the Pope. Now, I know he's the Pope, he's a public figure, he's a religious leader, but that doesn't mean you can grab his hand and not let go. What are you doing, woman? But the Pope apologized. You're the Pope. Who pressured you into that? Who told you, Mr. Pope, you need to say something, or the women's rights, or whoever the fuck? Why don't you keep your hands to yourself? I would have been mad if he slapped that woman across her face. Why are you touching him? Why are you grabbing him like that? And you know damn good and well, if he grabbed a woman like that, oh shit, you already know. Like, that was some bullshit, man. Why would you apologize for that? Check out the video. He's going down, there's a line of people, he's walking, they're like behind a little fence or something, and he's shaking hands and stuff, and this woman just grabs his arm, he tries to pull it away, she won't let go, and he gives her quick little slaps on her hand. It wasn't even hard. You ever play that game? Or was it Hot Hands? Where you put your hands over someone else's and they try to slap your hands? You get your hands slapped harder playing that game than he slapped that woman. Fuck that shit. Why are you apologizing for that? Man, that shit was weak. Pope's weak for that one. You know, apologize. She grabbed you first. That shit was sorry. Anyway, another thing I want to talk about is how much I'm starting to realize that I'm just like my parents. When you become a parent, and you should do this, you take from your upbringing, it's a buffet. Take the good shit, oh, I'm gonna leave that, I don't want that shit anymore. I'll take that. You take the good shit, leave the bad shit, and try to give your kids an easier path than you had, basically. But I find myself saying the same shit that my parents said. I find my kids, especially my son, being exactly like I was. Yesterday I told him, I gave him, he took some medicine, and it was pretty nasty, so we'll give him 2 gummy bears if he takes his nasty medicine, right? And so I gave him his gummy bears, and he just shoved them in his mouth. I was like, son, don't gotta shove it all in your mouth, relax, they're not going anywhere. My mom used to say that shit all the time. It's so funny how, and it's not like you're trying to not be your parents, you're just trying to be what you think is, I wouldn't say something new, but you're doing it your way. You think you're doing this your way, you're gonna try to do it better than your parents did, which you should, but in a different way. Like I'm gonna do it my way, I'm gonna put my spin on things. But when it comes down to it, we are our parents because we are our upbringing. That's all we know, is what we were taught and how we were raised. So you find yourself saying a lot of exact same things your parents said to you at the exact same age. Your kids are when your parents would say it to you. That shit's a trip. And I catch it all the time. I'm like, man, my dad would say that. Or man, my mom would say that. And kids are all the same. You know, I've been overseas before. People are trying to do the same thing. They get up in the morning, they take their kids to school, they take care of their kids, they go to work, they come home, they kiss their wife, play with the kids. It's the same all around the world. Some things are not different. Some things are exactly the same no matter where you go. No matter if you're in a country with abundance like ours or if you're in a poor country. Parents are parents, kids are kids. Kids don't change. And that's kind of the beauty of it, because everything else seems to. But kids, hey, one thing, or 2 things you can damn sure bet about kids. Number 1, they like sugar, period. They come out of the womb ready. And number 2, they will test you. You will get tested more than a man with loose morals in the 80s. You will get tested daily, hourly, constantly pushing the envelope, constantly trying to find their boundaries, constantly trying to see what the fuck you're all about. You can guarantee that. Kids will test you. You've never been tested. Your patients have never been tested like they will when you have kids. Because in normal life, you're dealing with adults. And no adult is going to talk to you like that. No adult is going to ignore you like that. Because in the real world, you can just not deal with them. If you have somebody that's not listening, no matter how many times you repeat yourself, or they say something smart to you, you don't have to deal with them. But with your kids, oh, you got to deal with them. They're your obligation. You have to repeat yourself 47 times an hour. Guaranteed. Yesterday, I told my daughter, honey, put this over there. 2 seconds later, she goes, Daddy, where do you want me to put this? What did I just say? Do you need a hearing test? Is English your first language? Man, shit's crazy though. But I had good parents, so I'm not mad at it. It just trips me out every time those situations come up. I say what my parents would say. There's an old Somali proverb that says a man is his mother minus the headscarf. I find that to be true a lot. But people, you know what else is true? My ass has to get in this damn rat race. Ugh. Somebody hit a skunk. Shit. Ugh. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit liberal cries. Make sure you get your Jericho Green notification tone, $1.29. That's it. Fanatictones.com, link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.